Hi again, this is Gertrude Mache, and I am back and ready to get you started in writing your book. I want to start off by giving you a few tips, 10 tips that you need to take into consideration before you even put pen to paper or you start pounding your keyboard. Number one, you need to prepare. I'm going to go in detail in our next module on how to work on the structure of your book. But in part of the preparation, really think about the characters and the profiles of everybody who's going to be in your book and create a flexible writing schedule. Now, when I started writing my first book, I was married, I had 3 children under the age of 12, and time was of the essence. And I found that I created a writing hour, or I carved out a time in the day when I had no interruptions whatsoever. And that time of day was 2 a.m. in the morning. My kids would come home from school. I would cook supper. We would eat. We would do their homework. I'd put them in bed. And I would go to sleep at 9:30 and set my alarm for 2 a.m., between 2 and 2:30 a.m. It got to a point when I was writing where I actually didn't even need to rely on my alarm. My body just got so conditioned and used to waking up, and I would just go to my computer and I would start writing, and I would write for 2-3 hours and go back to sleep, wake up at 7 o'clock, take my kids to school. I managed to finish writing that book in 2 months. So if you plan and prepare, but be flexible as well. Carve out a time in your day where you have no interruptions. That's the best way to get started. Number 2, create a general synopsis of what the book is about. So the general synopsis will help you stay focused on the story's direction. Now, I normally encourage people to do this and to read the back covers of other people's books. Read a lot of synopsis. Like if it's a memoir, if it's a novel, see what other authors are saying to communicate the content of their book and model off that, because it helps you become very succinct in sticking to those parameters in the synopsis going forwards as well. Know the scene's purposes. This is number 3. So for each chapter that you outline or each scene that you outline, make sure that you outline the general plan for each scene before you start to connect. That's very, very important. So each chapter or each scene must have a purpose. If you're talking about your life story, make a decision. Why am I including this in the book? Is it relevant? Is it entertaining? Will it keep my readers engaged? Number 4, divide and structure your book. I'm going to be focusing in the next module totally on how to structure a book, so I won't go into too much detail here, but plan divisions between story sections in order to maintain balance. Every story has a beginning, has a middle, and an end, and I'll go into detail on how to structure your book in the next module. Number 5, journal your ideas. Keep a journal with ideas for how you will resolve any challenges that keep coming up for you. And if you can preempt the challenges, you can do this really well by journaling. And like I said in the previous module where we were talking about creating your book cover, we will create a journal for you that has a mock-up of your working book cover. And you carry that journal in your bag, in your purse, you show the cover to people, you test the market, you start taking orders, and you can document day by day the progress of how you are going with writing your book. Number 6, plan motivators. Now, writing is a very lonely experience. And if you can plan to find ways to celebrate each little milestone when you hit it, it's a really good way to keep yourself motivated. So give yourself simple rewards for reaching critical milestones. If you put on a timeline that you want to write 10 chapters and it's going to be one chapter a week, at the end of the week, if you've hit that target, celebrate it. The more you can reinforce your achievements to yourself, the faster you will get things done. Number 7, choose outlining methods that can help you. Choose a faster outlining method that will help you focus on the drafting. And I will touch on this again in the next module when you are working on your outline and your structure. Number 8, maximize productivity. Use a timer for your writing sessions and work out productive times in the day. I think I've already said this. You will be amazed how, if you're timing yourself and you're aware you're timing yourself, you will eliminate distractions, which leads me to the next point, which is number 9, limit your distractions. Find a quiet place to write and restrict your social media access while you're writing. Do you know the amount of time we use paying attention to your phone, to your Facebook alerts, your Instagram, your Twitter? Just looking away and reading a posting can take 2-3 minutes of your time, but it adds up. So keep yourself timed. It helps you stay on focus. And lastly, allow yourself to be bad. One of the things I tell people about writing a book is that it's not brain surgery. Nobody's going to die. So time constraints and perfectionism can work against writers. They don't go together. Just write. Allow yourself to be bad. Allow yourself to be wrong. Download the first version of your book. Get it out of your head quickly, no matter how horrible it is. You can go back and rewrite and rewrite. And I've never met any author who has started writing a book and finished on the first draft. It's just the first draft. Just write. You cannot go wrong. So I'll catch up with you in the next module where we will talk about how you can stay focused. And just remember that keep a diary, but don't just list all the things you did during the day. Pick an incident and write it up in a brief vignette. Give it color, give it quotes, give it dialogue, give it texture. Shape it like a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Or if it's about a short story or an episode in a novel, it's great practice to use your journal or your diary in this way. Do this while figuring out what you want to write. A lot of people have asked me, I want to write a book. I'm not sure what it's about yet. This is a great way that you can do it. The book may even emerge from within the running of a diary. So do keep a diary. I strongly encourage that. So I'll catch up with you in the next module where we will talk about the rules for writing your first draft. See you there.